This behind me is a park that's a little bit of a stranger in our midst here in the Orlando area with all the big theme parks around here. Now this is Fun Spot Orlando, a tiny little cheap amusement park that's all about making fun. There's no immersive rides, no immersive themed areas and such. It's just rides that will leave you smiling afterwards. So let's check it out. In 2017, I visited Orlando for the last time, and since then a lot has changed. Every park in this theme park capital has invested in new rides and experiences, and after 6.5 years, I'm back to explore them all. Today we're visiting the perfect getaway from the big Orlando crowd, so welcome to Fun Spot Orlando. Alright, so here we are again at Fun Spot Orlando. I have been here back in 2017 for the first time and only did 3 rides here back then, which was White Lightning, which is that wooden coaster you see there. No, actually a hybrid coaster, but anyway. Freedom Flyer, which is this coaster here, and Hot Seat, which is that ride right there. So those were the ones I did. Enjoyed those rides, but I felt like I didn't take the time back then to live the full Fun Spot experience, so here we are again to give it another try. Now Fun Spot is part of the Fun Spot chain with parks in Orlando, Kissimmee and Atlanta. Well, unfortunately Atlanta is not for this trip, but we will also be visiting the one in Kissimmee. But anyway, this one here is easily accessible by car. It has a huge parking lot, which you can see right there. And it's actually close, this one, to the Universal Park. So it's a great place here to end your day after spending time at Universal, as Fun Spot is open daily till 12, which is longer than the Universal Parks, for example. Now entrance to Fun Spot is free, but you have to pay for the rides here. So you can buy a ticket for a full day at both parks, both Fun Spot parks, or get a certain amount of credits to experience some rides. Or, and that's another great tip, wait till Black Friday and buy an annual pass with a lot of discounts, so you can come to all Fun Spot parks practically every evening, which is what we went for. So it will not be the last time we come here at this trip, but anyway, enough info, let's ride some things here. First ride we were about to do here is Freedom Flyer, a Vekoma suspended family coaster from 2013, which has the exact same layout actually as Fasten in Grönalund in Sweden, for example. It's a fun little suspended coaster, but nothing too crazy actually. But unfortunately the ride here is closed till March, so we're not able to ride this one. So on to the next one. Okay, next up is this big roller coaster here in this park, which is White Lightning. It's almost exactly the same as Heidi the ride in Plopsaland in Belgium, which is my home country. But it differs a little bit, as Heidi is made of wood instead of a hybrid one like this one here. And it has a tiny difference in track layout because it had to fit in Belgium in the park. But anyway, as a Belgian myself, it's funny that I tried this GCI coaster before actually doing the one in Belgium. I enjoyed this one back in 2017, so let's get back on this for more fun. Okay, so White Lightning done. I gotta say it's still amazingly smooth after all those years. There is like one moment where it's not really smooth in that turn at that far end side of the track there. The rest is really smooth actually, and due to the smoothness it felt a bit weird maybe, because from a Woody you kind of expect some roughness, which makes Woody so unique and giving you that out of control feeling, but that was not really the case here. So it feels a bit too much like just a steel coaster to me, but nevertheless it is a fun one. It's not a thrill or airtime powerhouse, but just an entertaining ride for everyone in the family here. Okay, that was the biggest coaster in the park. Now let's get to the most anticipated thrill ride here of the day, which is Hot Seat. And hopefully this is going to be a fun experience, as it's a pretty unique thing. It's a screaming swing from S&S, which is very rare in Europe. I'm not sure if that's also the case in the US, but anyway, I don't remember a lot about this ride anymore, to be honest, after I rode it back in 2017, so I cannot wait to ride it again. Let's go. Okay, I got to say I understand why I didn't remember a lot more from this ride, as it's kind of disappointing actually. It barely makes a few swings and it doesn't really have a lot of force, so it's not bad, but I just expected more. We're going to do a similar ride in Busch Gardens, which will be a bigger version of this model, so hopefully that one will be a lot more interesting, but we'll have to see. So this was kind of a letdown, to be honest. Now I'm from one thrill ride to another, but yeah, unfortunately this one is closed also. But let me tell you more about it. It's not as unique as a Screaming Swing, but getting more and more rare nowadays. This is the Enterprise. I remember going in one many years ago in Wannabee, Belgium, when that park still had one. But since then I don't remember doing an Enterprise again, so it's been a really long time for sure. So it would have been nice to try this one, but unfortunately it's closed. Now, and from all those fairly tame but fun rides, let's get ourselves on a coaster again. It's by far the most anticipated coaster from this park, and probably for the whole trip, because we're going to ride Sea Serpent, which is just a kiddie coaster. No, I'm not being serious, of course. I don't care that much about this, but it's a credit, so why not? Now, this is an E&F Myler Industries coaster, an American company, and was originally located at Playland's Castaway Cove, home to Gale Force, a coaster I really want to try out one day. But anyway, we're not there now, we're here in Orlando, so let's try Sea Serpent out. Okay, I really have to sit down after that ride there. That was just too much. No, I'm just kidding, of course. This ride was not worth the ride, like I said before. But anyway, I did it. Let's move on to get ourselves a bit more thrill again, as I almost fell asleep on that ride. All right, so time for some Headrush 360. Now this is an SBF Visa MIDI 360 dance party ride. It's a strange product name for a ride like this. But anyway, it looks like a lot of fun, so let's check it out. I gotta say, this ride here is not as fun as I expected it would be. First of all, getting your seat was very difficult, as I almost had to jump in it, and I'm kind of small, so yeah. But the ride itself was also a bit underwhelming actually. There's not a lot of force with the swings and such, and it felt like it needed some more power to make it all the way around. It felt very forced and unnatural. I don't know how to explain it. It just felt a bit weird to me. Okay, and from a thrill ride, let's get to maybe the most fun experience here from this park. The multi-level go-karts, actually. I didn't do these last time I visited, but they look like a lot of fun, to be honest. There's 4 different tracks here, so enough tracks to choose from. We're going to do the yellow one, but that's not this one. That's a bit further away. But anyway, let's see you after we rode these. Okay, if you ever come to Fun Spot, please don't miss out on this. It's quite fun to race around here on these tracks. Now the yellow one is quite long, and it's pretty cool actually with the multiple levels, the cool like helix turns and such. It's such a fun thing to do here. Now we had to wait like 45 minutes, I think, so you gotta have some patience, but it was worth the wait actually. And after all that racing, let's end the day here in a relaxing way with a nice view on the newest ride in the park here, which is Liberty Swing. It's a Starflyer ride from the American company ARM, and it opened up here in 2021. So it's almost 3 years old now. And although it's fairly recent, this ride already changed names two times. It opened up as Skyhawk, afterwards it became just Hawk, and now the ride is operating as Liberty Swing. I'm not sure why they are constantly changing the name, but anyway, let's try a Starflyer ride from a manufacturer I never did before. Okay, my god, what a horror machine was this. Apparently, this kind of Starflyer has two kind of seats. They got the regular seats, but you can also have the lie-down experience, which we did. It's the worst thing ever. It's just torture for your body, actually. The thing you're lying in is just so hard and uncomfortable, which really makes you pray for the entire ride to end, even before the ride actually started. So the tower is not all, it's not very high, so it's a bit worthless actually. Glad there was practically no line, because otherwise I think I would have regretted this. But anyway, not the best ride here. Okay, so that was Fun Spot Orlando. It's not a big scale theme park like people are mostly used to when they hear the word Orlando. But still, you can do a lot of fun things here, thanks to the fun rides here. Now we're going to enjoy Gator Spot, which is right next to Fun Spot here. And it's also included in the Fun Spot annual pass. It's not a theme park, just watching some real alligators and such. But I'll see you again in another video in Orlando. See ya!